Alright, alright, alright. Hello and welcome to the Season 75 Awards ceremony. I am Mysterious Fish and I will be your host for tonight. This will be a fun and exciting night to see all the awards that will be given out to all of the potential players who have won an award. And, well, I think we shall start with the SMJHL Awards ceremony. So here we go. No, if I should give it another minute or two, I'll just let's just let's start. Might as well. So here we go. First off, let's congratulate the Colorado Raptors on their four-star Cup championship that happened this past season. It was a long drought that ended, and, well, maybe they can get a repeat and get back to back. A dynasty might start. Then the Laurie Fair Trophy for the regular season point leaders. We have the Quebec Citadel, who I know they had a bunch or a few players up there, but they did definitely have a fair amount of points that got them this fun season point lead. Next up, we have to congratulate the Newfoundland Berserkers for making it all the way to the Four-Star Cup final, but did sadly fall in, I believe it was a 4 or 5 game series. So it's really just all about what happened during that time. It was a 5 game series, and Quebec ended with 105 total points. The Berserkers do get the Lina Landvik trophy, and, well, none other than the Colorado Raptors will also be getting the King Krzyzewski trophy for winning the Eastern Conference in the playoffs. Now, next up, we get to the individual awards, and we will be starting off with the Jared Hansen Trophy for the regular season points leader, which will go to Froya Solberg, who got 127 points, which consisted of 56 goals and 71 assists. Just overall, a fantastic showing by Froya Solberg with the Quebec Citadels in that regular season. And, well, the Roberto Matruzzi Trophy for the regular season goals leader will also go to Froya Solberg, who got 56 goals on 20% shooting percentage. So I don't really want to do math, but 56 times 5 is how many shots that Solberg got, which just goes to show how lethal Solberg was on that goal scoring category. And then we go to the playoff points leader of Ronan O'Keefe Trophy, which will go to Xavier Bousseau with 32 points, and he was the playmaker that helped the Raptors get that big four-star cup championship, getting 9 goals and 23 assists in the few amount of games that the Raptors played, which was, wow, I can't do math, 17 games. So overall, a great showing by Xavier. Then we go over to the Matt Lewis Flood Trophy, which is for the regular season team save percentage leaders, and that will again go to the Quebec Citadel, but this time their goalies will get in the mix with Sanju Gan and Lucas Konechny. Great goaltending led to great regular season team success, but getting that bye in round one, beating Nevada in round two, but falling to the eventual four-star cup champions of the Colorado Raptors in six in round three. All good will end, and that's what happened with the Citadels this season. Okay, and the second All-Star team will consist of Ubba Lodbrok, Savage Cabbage, UC Mutu were the forwards, Teals and Chuck Chunky as the defenders, and one of the Citadel's goaltenders of Sungju Kong will take that second All-Star team in the SMJHL. Alrighty, and here we go. The Elias Armia Award, which is the Commissioner Award. The candidates and the nominees for this award is Cake 307, Xjoverax, and Brickwall 35. So we do have some words from the commissioner, and they are: the nominees for this award are all users who have started fresh into the league and just dove in with immense passion, looking to help out wherever they can, from a ton of graphics and support in their locker rooms to being an SMJHL HO intern and being positive force in the league, as well as the last member and another who is a member of SMJHL HO. Without their drive, passion, and immense support, the league would only be a fraction of the place that it is currently. Now, isn't Brick one of an older users? I don't know. Might be new. Who knows? But it will go, I think. Hold on. Yeah. And the winner of the Elias Armia Award will go to Brickwall 35. Tours had to say, I'd like to thank Brick for all of his work that he has done in head office. While all three candidates are incredibly deserving, Brick has been a beacon of stability, especially through a shift in leadership from A Capital Chicago to myself. For those that don't always get to see behind the scenes, Brick is consistently around answering questions, providing data, and helping to make sure that everything gets done on a regular basis. He's been instrumental in working on implementing rulebook changes and just supporting JGMs, the SMJHL, and SMJHL head office. Thank you so much for all that you have done for the league, both in the past and this season especially. Well, there we go. Congratulations to Brickwall 35 on winning the Elias Armia Award. Next up will be the Noor Harak Award, which will go to the Best GM Duo. So, here we go. The Quebec City Citadels consist of Ramen Amen and Lore, and CC has built a great team on paper with a lively and active locker room. They had a fantastic regular season and have managed to create a presence on the site and in the league that is truly admirable. Oh my god. Carolina Kraken are led by 7, and it's Frenchie for this past season. Before this season, Frenchie will be the GM of the one of the new expansion teams in the Ottawa Highlanders, and Carolina going above and beyond to help new users get into the league and make sure they find a home. Overall, a great team that you could be a part of. Next up, we have the Colorado Raptors GM duo of NYR73 and TAC 806. The Raptors GM pair have turned the team into a great contender, adding 3 major pieces in the offseason to prolong and get revenge for the awful Game 7 defeat saw them lift the 4-Star Cup in the very end this past season. And the winner of the Noor Harak Award will go to the Quebec City Citadels, Ramen Amen and Lore. Just overall, clearly a great GM duo, and just outdid the other 2 nominees and the rest of the GMs. So up next, we have the Zach Miller Award for the most dedicated user. And there we will see the nominees of 7, Cake 307, Jexter, and Carrie. Cake is a new user but has come out of the gate swinging media after media, SMJHL, HO intern, and being very involved in the SHL main server. All of that speaks to it being a dedicated user. Then we have 7, GM and some different jobs around is all noteworthy. Overall, this past season, 7 has benched their own player to give space for other rookies, while they find a team is very unselfish and a great handling of what makes the SMJHL special, as well as the SHL overall. Carrie seems to have a hand in everything as they look more around the league. Friendly with everyone, is a major part of HO, Discord, and all around the site, and have been seen for their hard work she has put in. And lastly, the last nominee is Jexter, and I think Jexter has done a lot that does not get enough recognition. The WJC work can be pretty thankless outside of WJC GMs, but Jexter does much more than that, just putting in putting out lots of media as well. And the winner of this Zach Miller Award will go to Seven, a very, very dedicated user around the league and just a great showing that has given them this award. Next up, we have the Jack Cross Award for the most underrated player. And here we go. First off, Roger Murdoch, or Mazat, of the Carolina Kraken. It's not always easy getting the short stick of an incredible possessional depth on a team, but it's harder to react well to it. In this case, Roger Murdoch has played a pivotal role in mentoring rookies over the past seasons, while Betsy Nickelback and Dag Odo Bornjas were given the priority as the 1C and 2C for the Squids. This meant Roger was centering a third line which saw a fair amount of rotation in its wingers, from rookies Cobb, now entering his fourth season, at one point to fresh out the minor leagues Pepe Giuseppe and Lucas Fisher. Murdoch has provided much needed stability in an otherwise inexperienced third unit, even going as far as playing a handful of games as a defenseman when called upon. In the end, it is respectable 17 goals and 24 assists for 41 points. Not the flashiest, but given the circumstances in which they had, it's more than stellar work. Right, and next we have, oh wait, no. The theme of Murdoch's season has been answering the call, and he's done it brilliantly. Never complained, kept his head down, and gave everything on the shift. And this resulted in two monster rookie seasons from both Giuseppe and Fisher, who respectively finished with 49 and 45 points. They deserve a lot of credit, but this enabled by the big man in the middle, Roger Murdoch, and the selflessness and team play is extremely deserving of a Jack Cross nomination, but more than that is what characterizes a winner. Next up, we have Nathangus McExplosion, my cool 132 of the Colorado Raptors. As a player, McExplosion had an underrated impact as a rookie on the third line, especially considering he did not play on any special teams. He is among the top even strength goal scorers of the team, but more prominent is his underratedness as a user. Michael has been around the Raptors locker room for longer than I've been around the league, and he has always done all of that he can do to make the locker room a better place. And that was shown this season. He is always around to watch the Sims, always shows support to his fellow teammates. He is the kind of guy who immediately makes a locker room lively. Michael is not given enough credit for his positive impact on the Raptors locker room. Other two nominees are Abdi Smokes and Simo Yaklesnin, however you want to pronounce that. But Simo Yaklesnin, EC06AHA, And ECO6 is just a phenomenal user who posts the best media and gives 1,000% to everything across this site. Simo never gets the recognition he deserves either, and has been Detroit's most consistent defender for multiple seasons in a row. Next up is Abdi Smokes Lockerman mid-rest. On a team loaded top to bottom with talent, even a player with a capped build can struggle to stand out, and even more so when that player is a true defensive defenseman, more concerned with shutting down the opposition than putting pucks in the net. While they may be low on QCC's point totals, Abdi Smokes has been a stalwart blue line defender since they joined a scrappy young team off the waiver wire back in S93. This year in particular, Smokes was a key part of QCC's shutdown line, matched up against the opposing team's top scorers with the express goal of making sure nothing productive happened on the ice. In spite of that tough assignment, Abdi generated opportunities up and down the ice, ending up 10th in league plus minus and 31st in CF percentage. Adjusting for matchups, this meant the team could safely throw them out against the league's best and turn what should be damage control into reliable scoring chances for the rest of the line. The top scorers will rightfully get most of the attention, but QCC would not have won the regular season title or posted the high goal differential of any team since S68 without having a game changer on the blue line in key moments. Abdi's presence off the ice can't be understated either. A team with high expectations can be as stressful as it is fun, and the team needed a reliable, light-headed presence to keep us in check and focused on most important things. Spending time together and enjoying every step of the journey, from memes to music and the occasional bit of mayhem. They were there every step of the way to make this season one to remember for a lifetime. Well, here we go. The winner of the Jack Ross Award is Roger Murdoch Mazat of the Carolina Kraken. A well-deserving winner of this award, and overall looking forward to see what they can produce in future seasons. Next up we have the Alex Light Award for the most improved player. And here we go. The nominees are Eric Vanderberg Jr., who went from 3 goals, 28 assists, 31 points in S74 to 15 goals, 28 assists for 59 points in the most recent season of S75. Up next, we have Gordon William Gibbles. In S74, got 15 goals, 29 assists for 44 points. Also, I guess that means that Vanderberg would have gone 43 points unless they messed up the totals there. And then Gordon William Gibbles got 37 goals, 47 assists for 84 points in S75. Up next, we have Freya Solberg, who got 39 goals and 23 assists for 62 points in S74, and of course 56 goals, 71 assists for 127 points in season 75, giving them the most points in the season for this S75. And then Mia Lavoie of in S74 got 12 goals, 25 assists for 37 points. And then in S75 turned the Jets up, getting 34 goals and 50 assists for 85 points. Overall, some great nominees, but this will all lead to a big win for Freya Solberg, plus 65 points difference from the two seasons, and obviously just well deserved for Freya Solberg and the Alex Light Award. Over to the all defense team, we have a good one. Leonard Wood, Jordan Thompson, and Dag Otto Borngest will be the forwards for this team. Eric Vanderberg Jr. and Dunkler Sowerine are the defensemen, and Anastasia Soderstrom is the goaltender for this team. Up next, we have the Brandon Holmes Award, which is for the best defensive forward. And Dag Otto Bornjaz got 102 blocks, 72 hits, a 1.43 goals against dash TA, a 2 minute 28 SHTOI, and a 56.4 face-off percentage. Then Leonard Wood, who got 71 points, 38 blocks, 185 hits, and also that points, I think that's block, no, that's something, and 105 hits, 2.06 GA-TA will lead them to this nominee. And lastly, Emil Carlson with 32 blocks, 90 hits, 1.33 GA-TA, 2 minutes 45 seconds of SHTOI, and 48.2 face-off percentage. The winner of the Brandon Holmes Award will go to Dag Otto Bornjans of the Carolina Kraken. The Kraken seem to be taking full control of the S75 SMJHL Awards and is not letting anyone else get awards when they fully have the opportunity. Over here to the Quilla and Geta Award for the best defender in the SMJHL, Eric Vanderberg Jr. with an 8-103 for 12.87 GA-TA, 118 hits, 84 blocks, and 1 fight won. Next is Chunk Chunky with 14-66 for 4.7 GA-TA, 146 hits, 92 blocks, and 55 points. Then Brooklyn Fist, 21-54 for a 2.57 GA-TA, 119 hits, 113 blocks, and 65 points. We'll give them this nominee, and the Quilla Agente Award will go to Eric Vanderberg Jr. of the Newfoundland Berserkers. Just a great defensive showing will fully prove that he is one of the top defenders in the league and actually the top defender of the SMJHL in season 75. And here we go, the first All-Star team consists of Freya Solberg, Shadow Phoenix, Sonia Solberg, Brooklyn Feist, Eric Vanderberg Jr., and Anastasia Soderstrom will be your first All-Star team. A great team for the first All-Star team, and they all deserve this position. Over here is the Alexis Metzler Award of the Best Defensive Defender. The nominees, again, Eric Vanderberg Jr., then Kristen Sepinen with 18-88, 4.8 goals against -TA, 192 blocks, 95 hits, and 2 minutes, 8 seconds of SHTOI. Then we have Sebastian Levesque, 16-80 for 5.0 GA-TA, 137 hits, 97 blocks, and 2 minutes and 19 seconds of SHTOI. The winner of the Alexis Metzler Award will go to Eric Vanderberg Jr. Another big shock. When you are the best defenseman, you gotta be the best defensive defenseman when you have that opportunity. And he does get that opportunity to win the Alexis Metzler Award and will take it home. Next, we have Cedric Robinson Award for the best goaltender of the SMJHL in S75. Songju Gong is the first nominee, playing 47 games, getting 37 wins, 1,243 saves, a 2.49 goals against average, and a .918 save percentage, which did help Quebec City Citadel in the regular season get that amazing performance. Up next, we have Herman Stahl of the Colorado Raptors, who played 33 games, won 27 of those games, got 723 saves, a 2.34 goals against average, and a .915 save percentage. A great showing that definitely helped Colorado win that 4-star cup. And next is Anastasia Soderstrom, who played 54 games, 29 wins on a rough Detroit Falcons team, 1,417 saves, 2.68 goals against average, and a .910 save percentage. And now it is time to find out who will be winning the Best Goaltender Award. And that will go to Songju Gong of the Quebec City Citadel. And they will be winning the Cedric Robinson Award. Up next is the all-rookie team, and it will consist of Jason Warwa, Anna Scovard, Jim Wieners for the forwards, then Chunk Chunky and Deathclaw for the defensemen, and Anastasia Soderstrom as the goaltender. Up next is the best rookie, which is the Esa Anrikinen Award. And the nominees are Anastasia Soderstrom with that stat that gave them the nominee for the Best Goaltender Award. Chuck Chunky with overall a great defensive showcasing for Anchorage, and Anna Skovar with 65 points, 52.3 face-off percentage, a 41-59 for a 1.43 goals against -TA, and 89 hits. All of these are great nominees to win the Esa Anrikinen Award. But the winner is Anastasia Soderstrom of the Detroit Falcons. Clearly was a great goalie and just someone who could really stand out from all the other rookies in this season 75. Up next is the Eden Fallow Award for the league MVP. And here we go. The three nominees are Froya Solberg with the incredible season, Anastasia Soderstrom, and Betsy Nickelback with 43 goals, 46 assists, and 89 points, also getting a 58.1 face-off percentage. And the winner is Anastasia Soderstrom of the Detroit Falcons and will take away an award from Froya Solberg after that incredible season. But a rookie is really taking full control of this award ceremony in the name of Anastasia Soderstrom. Up next is the Brody Witzel Trophy and Playoffs MVP. And wouldn't you know it, we got Raptors as the first two nominees in this, and one of them is Xavier Bousseau, who led the playoffs in points with 9 goals, 23 assists, and 32 points with a 14.1 shooting percentage. Up next was Pinley Switchbang, who got 9 goals, 17 assists, and 26 points for 56.6 and a 56.6 face-off percentage. Up next is Napoleon Dinklage, who got a 2-2311 for an 11.5 GA-TA, a 1 minute and 6 second SHTOI, 56.5 face-off percentage, and 35 hits. And next is Brandon Gillies, who got 14 goals, 9 assists for 23 points and a 55.6 face-off percentage. And this will be exciting. The winner of the Brody Witzel Trophy is Xavier Bousseau of the Colorado Raptors, as they will take home the Brody Witzel Trophy for this most recent playoffs in helping the Colorado Raptors win the 4-Star Cup. And up next is Raymond Lindsay Award for the People's Most Outstanding Player. Nominees are Froya Solberg, Anastasia Soderstrom, and Betsy Nickelback. Who did the people vote for? And that is Froya Solberg, who was the most outstanding as voted by the players. Congratulations to Froya Solberg on the Raymond Lindsay Trophy. And that will conclude the SMJHL Awards ceremony. And I think it's time we head to the SHL Awards. In the meantime, talk amongst yourself, and I'm sure something will come up soon. Alrighty, and we are back here for the SHL Awards ceremony. And well, again, we have to start off by congratulating the Los Angeles Panthers for winning the Challenge Cup and being the Season 75 SHL champions. The Matthias Schoenard Trophy will go to the New England Wolfpack, who were really looking for that repeat, making it all the way to the Challenge Cup finals once again, but did get swept by the Panthers. But they will still get an award for being the East playoff champions. And well, the Panthers did win the West in the playoffs, and so they will get the Cole Reinhardt Trophy as well. Up next is the President's Trophy, which will be the Edmonton Blizzards for the regular season leaders and getting the most points. And up next is the Sergei Karpovtsov Trophy for the regular season points leader, which will be Adam Perpich with 130 points, which consists of 64 goals and 66 assists, which clearly helped the Panthers beat down on the Wolfpack in the Challenge Cup finals, and also just overall give them a great season success to give them a chance to win the Challenge Cup. Obviously, the J. McDonald Trophy will also go to Adam Perpich with 64 goals, and also will be the regular season goals leader. The Turd Ferguson Trophy for the regular season penalty minutes leader will go to Emil Egel of the Edmonton Blizzard, only getting 70 penalty minutes. Clearly not a lot of penalties minutes happened in that season, but it was enough to give Egel the Turd Ferguson Trophy. Up next is the Mike Honcho Trophy for the least goals allowed, which will be the Texas Renegades, Anthony Dion and Siju Jebus, which will give Texas and these two players the Mike Honcho Trophy. Here we go with the third All-Star team in the SHL will be Shoyo Hinata, Derek Martin, and Eric Bergmark as the forwards, Hoder and Dirty Boots as the defensemen, and Casey Fantobens will be the third All-Star team goaltender. The John McBride Award for the best goaltender will will consist of Anthony Dion with 155 goals against, a 2.86 goals against average, 4 shutouts, and a .902 save percentage. Then there's Casey Fantobens, who got 188 goals against, 3.59 goals against average, 3 shutouts, and a 0.904 save percentage. Then you have Justin Time, who let in 154 goals at a 2.84 goals against average, 4 shutouts, and a 0.90 save percentage. And the winner will be just in time of the Edmonton Blizzard. And that will be the winner of the John McBride Award. Up next is the Scott Stevens Award for the best defenseman in the league. We start off with Philippe Echo L, who got 18 goals, 41 assists for 59 points, 203 blocks, 53 hits, and 13.68 GA dash TA. No, yeah, TA. And the Inferno's top scoring defenseman in S75 will find himself nominated for an SHL award for only the second time in his career, the first being an Aiden Richin nomination in S73. While setting a career high in goals with 18, L was among the league's best in assists, points, shots for, and takeaways for defensemen. Even with 13 giveaways, Philippe found himself better than 70% of the league's defensemen in takeaway/giveaway ratio. L was also better than his team in every per 60 metric outside of GF per 60, which the committee typically overlooks when it is a positional points leader on a team. A fantastic season for L. We shall see if it's enough to take home his first award. Up next, we have Emil Egel, who got 25 goals, 35 assists for 60 points, 218 blocks, and 78 hits, as well as a 14 and to 62 giveaway takeaway ratio. After being nominated for the Bojo Biscuit in S74, Egel set his sights on another award given strictly to defensemen. Leading the league in goals by defensemen with 25, Egel also led in Corsi against 60, against per 60, and Fenwick against per 60. To lead in both goals and in allowing the least chances relative to time played is fantastic, and that is ignoring the fact that Egel was in the 90th percentile or better in assists, points, hits, takeaway, goals against per 60, shots against per 60, and shots blocked. One glaring red flag for Egel, though, is lack of discipline, leading the league's defensemen in penalty minutes with 70. Just how much of those penalties hurt, though, will be known once the winner is announced. Up next is Isaac 41, who managed to get 21 goals and 41 assists for 62 points, 118 blocks, 79 hits, and an 11 to 59 giveaway to takeaway ratio. The second Blizzard defenseman on the nominee list finds himself nominated for an award for the first time in his career. The overall league leader in points for defensemen, 41 also broke the 20-goal barrier with 21. What a truly impressive by Isaac, though, is that he finished the season in a 95th percentile or better in each of goals for per 60, goals against per 60, and shots against per 60. Setting for a 90th percentile SF per 60, shots for per 60, sorry. I'm overlooking the negative 0.01 difference in GF per 60 compared to EDM, as those are pretty much even at that point, while other 3 per 60 metrics are all better than the Blizzard as a whole. With impressive puck possession metrics in Corsi against per 60 and Fenwick against per 60, that were only outdone by teammate Emil Egel. 41 makes a strong case to take home his first award win in his first opportunity. The winner of the Scott Stevens Award will go to Emil Egel of the Edmonton Blizzard, one of the 2 Blizzards that had the opportunity to take home this award, and it will be Egel who does it. Up next is the Bojo Biscuit Award for the Best Defensive Defenseman. First off is Jonangaradovic de Bulk, who got 7 goals, 30 assists for 37 points, 168 blocks, 79 hits, and an 8-65 giveaway to takeaway ratio. Dubourg finds himself nominated for the Bojo for a second consecutive season for his second ever award nomination. Dubourg was quite protective of the puck, only turning it over 8 times to 65 takeaways. Good for 80th percentile and 90th percentile finishes respectively. Dubourg logged heavy time to averaging more than 23.5 minutes a night on a middle of the pack team in terms of goals allowed per game. Dubourg was in the 87th percentile for goals against per 60 and was over a goal against better than Tampa Bay as a whole. Dubourg was trusted on the PK too, with over 2 minutes of shorthanded time per game. Very impressive defensive results from Dubourg as he hopes to avoid missing out on a Bojo win for the second consecutive season. Up next is Hoder, who got 6 goals, 21 assists for 27 points, an impressive 329 blocks, 40 hits, and an 11-41 giveaway to takeaway ratio. Awards fans are no stranger to the renegade known as Hoder. This is Hoder's 3rd time being nominated for the Bojo, including a Bojo win in S73. Holding the door for one of the West's strongest teams, Hoder has long been one of the league leaders in shots blocked. There is almost no offense to Hoder's game, but that isn't what he has interest in doing, and it is not what this award looks at either. Defensively, Hoder led the league in shots blocked once again, was in the 90th percentile in terms of least penalties taken, at the second lowest goals against per 60, and was in the 95th percentile of shorthanded ice time and 98th percentile of shots against per 60. Hoder wholeheartedly embodies what it means to be a defensive defenseman, but does his lack of interest taking the puck away from him adding another Bojo win to his award cabinet. And lastly, we have Lester Odoser, with 8 goals, 26 assists for a total of 34 points, 270 blocks, 64 assists, and a 24-58 giveaway to takeaway ratio. At risk of sounding like a broken record, Odesser is a very similar case to Hoder in the fact that this is his third time being nominated for the Bojo, with one of those nominations resulting in a Bojo win. Unlike Hoder, though, Odesser is looking to repeat as the league's Bojo recipient. Since S75, Odesser was among the league leaders in shot block, even when taking into account time played. Odesser's short-handed time on ice was eerily similar to Hoder, and also did not take many penalties when you factor in how many penalties other defensemen around the league took. There are two main differences between Odesser and Hoder, though first we have the puck possession metrics. Hoder didn't give away the puck, didn't. Hoder often didn't give away the puck away, but he didn't often take it back either. Odesser, however, turned the puck over fairly frequently, but mitigated it by taking away the puck at a rate that found him in the 83rd percentile for takeaways by a defenseman. Secondly, GA per 60. Odesser wasn't an outlier in this metric, but was still better than league average, as he found himself in the 65th percentile for goals against per 60. Still, this was good for being over a half goal better per game than New Orleans as a whole, who struggled defensively significantly more than Texas did. And the winner of the Bojo Biscuit Award will go to Yoninga Stravdavic Dubolk of the Tampa Bay Barracuda. Congratulations to Dubolk in this great season as a defensive defenseman. Up next is the Jeff Darr Award for the best two-way forward in the league. First off, and the first nominee is Binku Koivu with 41 goals, 64 assists for 105 points, getting 61 blocks, 160 hits, and a 71-45 giveaway to takeaway ratio. The former Atlanta Inferno co-general manager finds himself nominated for an award for the first time in Binko's career. After an impressive two-way season for the Eastern Conference powerhouse, as a winger, Binko broke the 100-point barrier with 41 goals and 64 assists. Binko didn't overly impressive with goals against per 60 and shots against per 60. But what carries him here is his impressive possession metrics. 97th percentile shorthanded ice time, 99th percentile in hits, and 83rd percentile shots blocked, and above league average in takeaways. With all this, will all this be enough to overcome his shortcomings in goals against per 60 and shots against per 60? Next up, we have Ivan Laximus, who got 39 goals, 57 assists, for a total of 96 points, 8 blocks, 91 hits, and a 77-74 giveaway to takeaway ratio. We truly are witnessing a future first ballot Hall of Famer here, folks. If you haven't heard of Ivan Laxamus before, take note. This is Ivan's 12th award nomination and third DAR nomination, looking to secure his 8th award win and first DAR win. Let that soak in for a moment. As for his season, Laxamus fell just short of 100 points with the 39 goals and 57 assists for the Wolfpack. His giveaway totals might be concerning if it weren't for the fact that Laxamus was a trusted center of a dominant possession team. Giveaways are to be expected in that position. Still, they are a little high, but his league-leading takeaways goes a long way to mitigate any negative effect on his giveaways. His takeaway to giveaway ratio is good for 92nd percentile among the league's forwards. He almost refused to block shots, and at first glance his goals against per 60 might be concerning, but upon further inspection we see that it is actually better than New England was as a whole. Still, will his offense and takeaways carry him to his first DAR win? Next up, we have Graj Verrook, who got 55 goals, 57 assists, for a total of 122 points. Also getting 62 blocks, 63 hits, and an 80 to 57 goals against to takeaway giveaways to takeaway ratio. Graj returns to the DAR conversation after a 2-season hiatus since sitting in S72. With 55 goals and 57 assists, Verrook was an offensive powerhouse for the East leading forwards. League leading shots for per 60 and 98th percentile goals for per 60 hammer down the truth that Verrook should be a key award candidate in S76. Much like Laxamus, Verrook is a trusted center on a dominant possession team, which explains a good bit of his high giveaway totals. Verrook may not have left the league in takeaways, but he still found himself in the 92nd percentile of takeaways to attempt to mitigate the giveaway totals. He was in the 85th percentile of shot blocks, which is a contrast for Laxamus, and Verrook also had very respectable results in both goals against per 60 and shots against per 60. In both of these metrics, Verrook was better than Philadelphia was as a team. Positive, relatively Corsi and Fenwick also speak truth to Verrook's strength on one of the league's top teams. Will all this be enough to take home his second DAR award in his second try? Well, let's find out, as the winner of the Jeff Dar Award is Binko Koivu of the Atlanta Inferno. Up next, we have the all-rookie team, which consists of The Murray, Conning Wolf, Joseph Reed as the forwards, Yarmir Jagerbaum and Zedward Zilliams as the defenders, and Wayne Holloway as the goaltender. Over to the Ryan Yester Award for Best Rookie, we have the Murray, who got 22 goals, 53 assists for 75 points, 41 blocks, 76 hits, and a 48 to 39 giveaway to takeaway ratio. Next is Trevor LaHaye of the Steelhawks, who got 25 goals, 40 assists for 65 points, 55 blocks, 50 assists, and a 33-51 giveaway to takeaway ratio. And lastly, the Konging Wolf, 31 goals, 26 assists for 57 points, 41 blocks, 98 hits, and a 60-36 giveaway to takeaway ratio. And the winner of the Ryan Yester Award will go to the Murray of the Tampa Bay Barracuda. Up next, we have the Aiden Richin Award for Most Improved Player. And well, first off, we need to see the nominees. Aiden Richin Award nominees will be Nathaniel Barca, who got 13 goals, 46 assists, 115 blocks, 61 hits, and an 11-47 giveaway to takeaway ratio. First up from the Philadelphia Forge is Nathaniel Barca. Barca had a great season in Philly and is only looking to get better. The right-handed defenseman made a number of improvements this season. Last season, they scored 3 goals and 27 assists, good enough for 30 total points. This season, Barca made a major step down forward and showed off his offensive capabilities with the 13 goals and 46 assists totaling 59 points. A 29-point difference from the previous season, nearly double. A pretty dang impressive. Along with all of these points, they improved their plus minus from 31 to 59. Increased their power play presence, going from just 3 points on the power play to 22. A 19-point increase. Besides the offensive upside, Barca also kept steady in his defensive role playing. Their giveaway to takeaway ratio from 18 to 56 to 11 to 47. Blocking 115 shots, up from 55 last season, and on top of all of that, they also won a fight. Up next, we have Austin Morley, who managed to get 36 goals, 46 assists for 82 points, as well as 46 blocks, 71 hits, and a 97-61 giveaway to takeaway ratio. Now looking at our not too distant neighbors to the northeast in Manhattan, another rising star making a name for themselves. With only their third season in the SHL, Morley made a tremendous jump in improvement from going to a 2-season 40-point scorer, which is nothing to be ashamed of, to an 80-point player is incredible. Morley finished the season with 82 points. That's 36 goals, an increase from 24 from the season below, and 46 assists, 12 more than before. Austin's really found their scoring touch this season and will definitely be a player to watch in the future. Lastly, there's Jack St. Clair of the Edmonton Blizzard, who got 45 goals, 71 assists for 106 points. Also managed to get 42 blocks, 62 hits, and a 62-68 giveaway to takeaway ratio. Finally, traveling further up north, we are now in Edmonton, where lots of eyes have been on Jack St. Clair. Now, Jack wasn't a quiet player the previous season, as he was only 5 points away from 100. But this season, St. Clair made that jump over 100 points for the first time in their season, in their career, and finished off with 116, a 21-point improvement. The biggest difference this season was St. Clair's passing. They jumped from 50 to 71 assists, and this season, and kept the same goals scored at 45. Another big difference for St. Clair this season was some of his defensive play. While having only 25 takeaways last season, St. Clair improved his number to 68. He is certainly becoming a more reliable offensive player who can at least get the puck back if he loses it. The winner of the Aiden Richin Award will be Nathaniel Barca of the Philadelphia Forge. Congratulations to Barca and a well-deserved award win as Most Improved. Up next is the second All-Star team, which will consist of Graj Varok, Binku Koivu, Benson Fierteni as the forwards, Philip Echo L and Nathaniel Barca as the defense, and Anthony Dion as the goaltender. Up next is the Lance Uppercut Award as the Best GM Duo Award. Up first is the Edmonton Blizzards HFFO and Egg Cracker. Habs fan from Ontario and Egg Cracker have spearheaded the Blizzard rebuild and reign of dominance since the acquisition of Egg Cracker from the Toronto North Stars before his players call up to the SHL. On Edmonton's season 75 roster, there were 7 players drafted by the organization. Jack St. Clair, first round, 2nd overall. Oles Kolosel, first round, 7th overall. Benjamin Serkizahev, first round, 12th overall. Luke Lark, first round, 6th overall. Julian Eaglesong, first round, 15th overall. Emil Egel, first round, 15th overall. And Justin Time, first round, 6th overall in their respective draft classes. Theodore Svatos was HFFO's player and was automatically drafted to the team. In terms of acquisitions, Edmonton was an acquisition-heavy team, having acquired 6 of their players by trade and 2 by free agency. Evan Winter, former MVP winner, signed with the Blizzard after leaving the Calgary Dragons, while Luke Bluin joined fairly recently to round out their blue line. All in all, the Blizzard have done a fantastic job rebuilding this team and have been one of the toughest out since their big offseason in S69. Where is the downside? The acquisition of Alvin Wong resulted in the Blizzard getting punished for tampering. Still, there is no denying that the Blizzard have timed their trades well and hit the mark on the players that they drafted. Even formerly drafted players Edzig, Ozanils, and Anthony Bugard are thriving around the league. Will this be enough for the first uppercut win for the HFFO and Egg Cracker duo? Next is the Los Angeles Panthers, which consist of Fuzz and Whitecap. I know, I'm writing about my team here. Still, it isn't just my team. Whitecap has been my co-general manager for a long time and deserves a heap of credit for how successful this team is, regardless of whether or not we win this award. Regardless, I'm just going to stick to an objective outline of the roster and let you and the committee come to their own conclusions. Looking at the S75 roster of the Panthers, 10 players were drafted by the organization, not counting Fuzz's player Alexei Ketu, who was an auto-drafted as a GM player. Of those 10 drafted players, 7 were first rounders and 3 were second rounders. The first rounders were Oliver Caslin, 6th overall, Georg Nazola, 3rd overall, Ray Alexander, 19th overall, Derek Martin, 3rd overall, Adam Perpich, 4th overall, Reed Kobo, 11th overall, and Yannick Svoboda, 17th overall. Svoboda is Whitecap's player, but when Whitecap was drafted, he was not yet the co-GM, so he was not drafted via the protected co-GM pick. The 3 second rounders are Andrin Akerson, 24th overall, Nathan Megler, 22nd overall, and Grizerker, Grizerkers, 22nd overall. 5 players were trade acquisitions with no true free agent signings, though there were some sign-in trades. Both Alexei Paistre and Raymond were acquired by sign-in trade last season from Minnesota and Chicago, respectively. The S75 postseason was not a factor in the voting discussion, but heading into the playoffs as a second overall team in the league, the Panthers had already cemented themselves as cup contenders. They last won a cup in S65 before entering a rebuild and now find themselves back at the top 10 seasons later. Straying a bit from the objectivity here, I would say this was a fairly efficient rebuilding process. And lastly, we have Texas Renegades GMs Captain Cooper and Antique. Captain Cooper and Antique have once again solidified Texas as a force to be reckoned with in the Western Conference. Looking at their roster configuration, they find themselves in an almost identical situation to Los Angeles, with 10 drafted players on their roster, not including their backup goalie. Among these drafted players is Cooper's player, Dirty Boots, who was selected 19th overall in the S62 draft 5 seasons before his hiring to run the franchise. As for the rest of the drafted players, 2 were selected in the second round. Martin Dehem, which was 24th overall, and Patrice Bergeron, 26th overall. The other 8 were selected in the first round. David Arturi Donskoy, 16th overall. Potter Miałowski, 18th overall. James Dion, 20th overall. Jack McCarthy, 15th overall. Chris Valentine, 16th overall. Holder, 6th overall. And Anthony Dion, 12th overall. With only one top 10 pick, the Renegades lead this group with the most rostered players drafted by their current franchise outside of the top 10 in their draft. They did not stop there, though, having acquired 5 other players by trade, 1 by free agency, and another by sign and trade. While some people have questioned their trades, Cooper and the Renegades should feel quite comfortable and confident with their results thus far, having solidified themselves as legitimate threats. And the winner of the Lance Uppercut Award will go to the Los Angeles Panthers, who did win the Challenge Cup, but as stated, the playoff success was not counted towards the voting process of this award. Up next is the Joe McHale Award for the best coach. We have the Baltimore Platoon, Los Angeles Panthers, and the San Francisco Pride. The Baltimore Platoon, in Baltimore, they headed into the season with a few key concerns in their roster, and by season's end, they practically silenced those concerns. HHH and the Baltimore coaching staff have once again found ways to bring their group together and perform well above expected in some key areas. Finishing 5th overall in the league, the Platoon finished with the 6th most goals scored, 6th least goals allowed, and 5th best goal differential. For a team with only one defenseman over 1,300 TPE, this was an absolutely stellar performance by the team. Up next is the Los Angeles Panthers. In LA, they headed into the season with the league's top TPE group on the blue line, yet almost halfway into the season found themselves in the bottom half of the league in goals allowed, with their offense carrying the weight. Some major discussions needed to be had, and after a key tactical change in defensive pairing swaps, the Panthers went on a tear that saw them end the season on a 13-game winning streak. While postseason results were not taken into account during voting discussions, it should be highlighted that this tactical change also helped propel them to a 16 1-1 record in a postseason, combining for a 29 1-1 run to end their season. And lastly is the San Francisco Pride. San Francisco is spearheaded with one of the league's top FHM minds, Caleb. He has taken things to a whole other level by spending time outside the league, watching videos, and reading articles about each different tactic, how they work in real life, what positions need to excel at which aspects at hockey, and how it all works together to influence his line decisions with the Pride. In S74, the Pride upset both the Panthers and Blizzards en route to their first Western Conference final in some time. Caleb is always looking for the minor adjustment to help push this team over the edge and isn't afraid to go against the current tactical meta to do so. With a roster that is top 5 in league overall TPE this upcoming season, this team should be on watch. And the winner of the Joe McHale Award will go to the San Francisco Pride. Up next is the Damian Lieutenant Award for the most dedicated user. Buzz SHL. Buzz has done an incredible job as a member of SMJHL show for seasons, GM and co-awards head. His write-ups for the past several seasons, including some incredible work with the player cards for the team and the league as a whole. Up next is the card team, Enigmatic and Carpi. Carpi and Enigmatic have been pivotal recently for Hall of Fame cards, 1 overall card sets, and keeping the team on task and completing the work. BBJYGM. Between his TP reminder bot, work in the J budget, and trades and overall contribution to the league, BBJYGM has done incredible work and contributed greatly over the seasons. And the winner of the Damian Littleton Award will go to Buzz SHL. Up next, we have the Lifetime Achievement Award, formerly the Vidric Ono Award. When looking at the Lifetime Achievement Award, we know that there are several users who have begun to work toward qualifying. While this user in particular has already won this honor, the awards committee wanted to continue the honor to honor all of the incredible work that they have done over the past several years on the site, from being a commissioner of the league to a GM, department heads, and helping to lead some of the biggest changes to the site, as well as some incredible media monoliths. There's no one more deserving than this individual to have the award renamed after them. And that person, well, the awards committee officially renames the Vidric Honorienko to the Luke Thompson Award. Your impact and commitment can be felt throughout this league, and we want to thank you and honor all of the incredible work that you have done season after season. Congratulations, Luke. Up next is the first All-Star team, which will be Adam Perpich, Alexander Iskandrov, and Jack St. Clair as the forwards, Isaac 41 and Emil Egel as the defenseman, and Justin Time as the goaltender. Up next is the Ron Mexico Award for Most Valuable Player. Starting off with Alexander Iskandrov, who got 59 goals and 53 assists for 112 points. Also getting 55 blocks, 101 hits, and then 72 to 41 giveaway to takeaway ratio. Iskandrov finds himself nominated for an award for the first time in his career, and what a first award to be nominated for. An utterly impressive season out of him as a winger. Alex netted 59 goals for the Steelhawks, setting a career high in that category for him with 53 assists. He combined it for 112 points as a winger, which is hard to do in today's FHM. He didn't just rely on power play points, however, he was in the 98th percentile for even strength points with 82. His goals for per 60 and shots for per 60 were both impressive by league standards, and is better than the whole Steelhawks as a whole. While his goals against per 60 and shots against per 60 did not shine in the eyes of the league, he was better than the Steelhawks as a whole in both of those categories as well, contributing to 34% of the Steelhawks' overall offense. Iskandrov hopes this standout performance is enough to bring home some hardware. Up next is Adam Perpich, who got 64 goals, 66 assists for the impressive 130 points, 32 blocks, 71 hits, and a 59 to 58 giveaway to takeaway ratio. The Panthers' top-line center returns to defend his Mexico win from season 74 in his 5th overall award nomination. Perpich aims to be the second consecutive player to win the award back-to-back, following the footsteps of Wolfpack cornerstone Ivan Laximus. At a glance, it is very much seems like he is poised to do just that, having fallen short of a goal per game this season with 64. His 66 assists are very much nothing to scoff at, as he places in the 98th percentile there too. His 130 combined points set a career high for him. His 89 strength points led the league, and even adjusted to his ice time, he is still the league leader in goals and points per 60. Perpich has really started to improve his puck protection numbers, finishing better than the league average in giveaways and finishing in the 94th percentile for giveaways, which is good for this 92nd percentile ratio. His 27 penalty minutes were below league average too, and he was better than the Panthers in each of goals for per 60, shots for per 60, goals against per 60, and shots against per 60. And lastly, Jack St. Clair, who got the 45 goals, 71 assists for the 116 points, 42 blocks, 65 hits, and a 62 to 68 giveaway to takeaway ratio. The President's Trophy winning point leader finds himself, much like Iskandrov, nominated for an award for the first time in his career. The league leader in assists with 71. St. Clair also found the back of the net 45 times, which is absolutely nothing to scoff at. His 116 points land him second overall in the league for points. A 99th percentile finish in takeaways lands him a positive takeaway to giveaway ratio, something that has often proven to be extremely difficult for forwards to manage. His goals against per 60 and shots against per 60 are also among the league's best, as well as being better than the Blizzard as a whole. Much like Perpich, St. Clair did all of this, averaging just over 21 minutes a night, something that, while in the 83rd percentile, doesn't land him among the league's most minute-eating forwards. St. Clair put up quite the impressive season, and it will come down as a surprise to most award fans that he isn't nominated for the Jeff Dar, but I think St. Clair will be okay if he came home with the Mexico instead. And the winner of the Ron Mexico Award will go to Adam Perpich of the Los Angeles Panthers. Up next is the Anton Razov Award for the playoff MVP. Anton Razov Award nominee number 1 on this list is Ivan Laximus, who got 15 goals, 25 assists, 2 blocks, 19 hits, and a 24 to 23 giveaway to takeaway ratio. That was good enough for 40 points in that point total. Next is Alexei Pistre, who got 16 goals, 12 assists, 28 points, 10 blocks, 13 hits, and a 29 to 17 giveaway to takeaway ratio. And lastly, we have Grzegorz Bezereski Kiwiz, who had 52 goals against, 2.03 goals against average, 0 shutouts, a 0.90 save percentage, and most importantly, 16 postseason wins. The winner of the Anton Razov Award will go to Alex Pastry. Next up is the Sharmad Khan Award for Players MVP. And well, that'll be Adam Perpich. So congratulations to Adam Perpich on the Players MVP Award. And well, folks, that is all for tonight. And that will conclude the Season 75 Awards ceremony. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the night, day, or I hope you really did just enjoy the Season 75 Awards ceremony. And well, it has been fun, and maybe I'll see you all next season for the S76 Awards.